Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Srinivasa Biology Tutorial. For this section to discuss NCERT class 11, the chapter the anatomy of flowering plants part 2. Next to discuss the anatomy of dicotyledon and then monocotyledon plants. For the better understanding of the tissues organization root to stem leaves. So the internal structure to get study of root to stem leaf, it is a convenient to study of the transverse section of the mature zone of this region. So in the total root to stem leaves, there what type of the parts as present, internal structures as present. Now we clearly to observe for this transfer section. So the first one, the dicotyledon root. The first one, the dicotyledon root. Here the transfer section of shows the transfer section of the name the sunflower root internal tissue organization as follows. So when you observe to as in one particular the dicotyledon sunflower root, there show as an outermost layer is epipleema is made of there many of the cells epipleema the produce form as an the unicellular root hairs is present. So here their outermost layer is present, that is called as an epidermis. They consist of what? Root hairs also they get present. And the cortex consists of as in the several layers of the thin-walled parenchyma cells. The thin-walled, the parenchyma cells. The thin parenchyma cells within the intercellular space. See here, it is the outermost layer. This is the epidermis. In this epidermis, they having as what? Their unicellular, the root hairs also they get present. And this is the completing cortex. In this cortex consists of what? The parenchyma cells as present there with intercellular space also. They see there here some space also is present, that is the intercellular space also present. Now the innermost layer of cortex is called as endodermis. See the innermost layer. See this pink color layer here. The mostly the pink color layer, this is called as what? In this total layer is called as what? In endodermis. It is what ma? In this total it is called as an endodermis layer. Endodermis layer. And after the comprises a single layer, the barrel shaped cells without any intercellular space. So this enter the cells how to get arranged without any intercellular space. So without any gaps, because they are formed as in a waxy layer. It is to get formed as what? Completely in waxy layer also they are present. So the tangential walls of radial walls, the endodermal cells having the deposition of water impermeable. So inside of the water not we get moved from as in a outer side. So it act as in a water impermeable waxy material, the Siberian form, that is in a Casparian strips. So this total endodermis made up of what? That Casparian strips. Casparian strips. Next to the endodermis, alive few layers thick wall, the parenchyma cells as present, those are called as in a pericycle. So here there are few layers also present. These few layers are called as what? Pericycle. These are called as what? This is in a pericycle. Now initiation of lateral roots and vascular cambium during the secondary growth of takes place these cells. So these are complete to get helper as what? To get formation of in a secondary growth. Okay, next the pith is small and inconspicuous. So here inside the pith and this enter the inconspicuous and small. The parenchyma cells which has life between as an xylem and phloem, their conjunctive tissue is present. So here between here the having as what? The conjunctive the conjunctive tissue also they get present. There are usually 2 to 4 xylem and phloem patches is present. So here how many xylem patches is present? Completely the 2 to 4 xylem patches also they get present. Later the cambium ring develops between the xylem and phloem. So here finally to get formed as what? Xylem ring. The xylem ring also to get formed. Now all tissues the innermost of the endodermis such as in a pericycle, vascular bundles and pit, the consist as in a seal. So these all endodermis, pericycle, vascular bundles, pit, these are completely called as what? It is a part of in a stele. Okay, this is in a completely the dicot root. The transfer section of monocotyledon root. Here the transfer section of the monocotyledon root. Here, when anatomy of monocotyledon root is similar to as in a dicotyledon root, the respects it has in it the epidermis, cortex, and epidermis, endodermis, pericycle, vascular bundles, and pit. So, in that dicotyledon root, what type of characters is present, like as an epidermis and they are completely root. The epidermis has an outermost layer, root heads, and cortex, and endodermis, and pericycle. What their characters has present, the same characters also noticed as in that monocot root. Now, here, as in a compared to as in a dicotyledon root, which has have a few the xylem bundles, there is usually more than 6 the polyarch xylem bundles in that monocotyledon root. So when you compare, what is the difference between as the monocot dicot? Here see, they having as any more than 6 the xylem and phloem patches is noticed. So that condition is called as what? Polyarch condition. The polyarch condition you notice it as in a completely monocotyledon root. And here the pith is large and well developed. In the dicotyledon, pith is small and inconspicuous. But in monocots, here pith is large and well developed. And monocotyledon roots do not have any undergo any the secondary growth. In that monocots does not have any secondary growth. Okay, this is incompletely the transfer section of the monocot root. Next to discuss the anatomy of dicotyledon stem, the TS of dicot stem. Now, when we take a transsection of any young dicotyledon stem show as any epidermis. So, epidermis is what? Outermost protecting layer. Yes, see outermost the protecting layer of the stem, and covered with as an one layer is present, that is in a cuticle layer. So, in this total layer is covered with as in a cuticle layer. It may be bears as in a trichome. See here, their small hair-like structures is present. Those are called as what? Completely trichomes. Now, and the few stomata is also present. Here, they consist of what? In a trichomes as present. These are the trichomes, and they consist of what? In a few stomata also present. Now, the cells are arranged as a multi-layer between the epidermis and pericycle constitute as in a cortex. So, in this epidermis to here, there complete the number of cells to get arranged here. And they have in a 3 subzones as present. Outermost layer is called as in the outer hypodermis, consists of as in a few layers of collenchyma tissue. See, it is in a hypodermis layer in this total region. Hypodermis, in this hypodermis is made up of what? Collenchyma. Next, just below the in the epidermis, the provide as a mechanical strength of the young stem. So, in this entire collenchyma means hypodermis. It is hypodermis to give as any mechanical support. Next, some cortical layers below the hypodermis consist of as an around the thin-walled parenchymatous cells, the conspicuous, the intercellular spaces is present. So, those called as the endodermis. So, here they are completely here. The few layers of the parenchymatous cells also here present. They are a part of the cortical cells. Now, the innermost layer of the cortex is called as endodermis. So, here they are forms as what? Endodermis is present. Here they hang as what? Endodermis is present. The cells of endodermis is rich starch grain and the grains and layers of two different starch sheath. So, here in this total layer is made up of as in a completely starch grains. Made up of what? Starch grains. Now, inside this part is completely called as what? Pericycle. That is called as what? Pericycle. See, that pericycle here, the pericycle is present the inner side of the endodermis above the phloem of the inner from semilaminar patches in sclerenchyma tissue. So, in sclerenchyma tissue patches to get formed as in this enter the phloem. Between the vascular bundles, there have is a few layers radial placed parenchyma cells which constitute of as in the medullary rays. So, here the totally the vascular bundles as present like in this vascular bundles between to get arranged as in what? Like vascular bundles as present here to get formed as in a medullary rays. To get forms as what? Medullary rays. A large number of vascular bundles arranged as a ring arrangement of the few vascular bundles characters is dicot stem. So, the ring shaped vascular bundles as present. This is the characteristic features of any dicotyledon stem. Each vascular bundles are conjoined, opened with endarched xylem is present. Protoxylem is present. So here mostly the vascular bundles is conjoined, opened, and then endarched protoxylem is present. A large number of here open means here conjoined means what? The enter the vascular bundles to get arranged as in different radius, and open type means what? Here vascular bundles to get completely here xylem is present and phloem is present to get separated by as in a here the cambium is present, that is called as what? Open vascular bundles. And endarched xylem is present, xylem, the protoxylem present the outside of the pit. Okay, next a large number of rounded the parenchyma cells and intracellular spaces which occupies in the central portion of the stem is called as a pit. So in that central part to get occupies what? The completely here pit is present. Okay, this is what in completely in transfer section of the dicot stem. Okay, now to discuss TS of monocot stem. TS of monocot stem. The TS of the transfer section of monocotyledon stem, they show as in a the sclerenchymatous hypodermis and large number of the striated vascular bundles as present. So once you are observed here, the number of striated vascular bundles as present, it is a epidermis. Below they have hypodermis. Here number of the striated vascular bundles as present. See in corners number of vascular bundles as present when you compare to as in a middle of the stem. The sclerenchymatous bundle sheath is also present. So each vascular bundle covered with as in a the bundle sheath is present. And large number of conspicuous parenchymatous the ground tissue also present. Okay, now the vascular bundles are conjoined and closed, and peripheral vascular bundles are generally smaller than in centrally located ones. So in corner vascular bundles are many and the central vascular bundles are less when we compare to as any other stems. Now here the phloem parenchyma is completely they are absent, and water continuous activities the presence within the vascular dorsiventral leaf or dicotyledon leaf. Now the ventral section of the dorsiventral leaf through the leaf lamina show as the three main parts, their epidermis, mesophyll cells and vascular system. So when you observe to as in this particular leaf anatomy, they show as in three layer epidermis, mesophyll cells and then completely vascular bundles. Now epidermis which covered with as both upper surface, adaxial surface or adaxial epidermis, the lower surface is abaxial epidermis. So their outermost layer is called as the adaxial surface. In this lower side is called as what? Abaxial epidermis. Abaxial epidermis. Now the leaf has in the conspicuous cuticle layer. So mostly it consists of what? Cuticle layer is present. Now the abaxial, the epidermis generally they bear more stomata when we compare to as an adaxial epidermis. So see here they having as in a more stomata as present. Here they having as in a more stomata when compared to as in a the adaxial surface. The latter may even the lack of stomata. Now the tissue between the upper and lower epidermis is called as a mesophyll cell. So upper epidermis and lower epidermis, see here it is the upper epidermis, it is in a lower epidermis, correct? So upper epidermis and lower epidermis between these total cells are called as what? In a completely mesophyll cells is called as what? Mesophyll cells. Now which mesophyll cells that possess the chloroplast and carry out as in a photosynthesis. It consists of what mostly they consist of what? In a the chlorophyll pigments as present, they participate in the photosynthesis. Now they made up of as in a the parenchyma, the two types of cells. One is in a palisade parenchyma, second one is what? They are spongy parenchyma. So here they get arranged as two kinds of the cells. One is in a palisade parenchyma and second one is what? Spongy parenchyma. It is a palisade parenchyma, it is in a spongy parenchyma is present. So palisade parenchyma is present as in a adaxial surface and spongy parenchyma is present as in a their abaxial surface. Next. Now the adaxially the placed the palisade parenchyma, they are made up of as elongated the cells which are arranged in there vertically and parallelly on each other. They completely the adaxial surface is upper side and spongy parenchyma is lower side. Next, the oval are round loosely arranged as spongy parenchyma situated below the palisade parenchyma. They are extended as in a lower epidermis. So the lower epidermis to get extended as in this completely spongy parenchyma. Next, the vascular system including as what? Vascular bundles. Vascular system consists of what ma? Vascular bundles as present. So in these vascular bundles, which are can be seen that in a veins and the midrib. Mostly within the leaf veins and midrib region, this complete vascular bundles are noticed. Now the veins have very thickness, their thickness in a reticulate venation in the dicotyledon leaves. So in the dicot leaves, their reticulate venation is noticed. And the bundle, the vascular bundles are surrounded by the thick sheath is present, that is in a bundle sheath cell. The vascular bundle, when the vascular bundle they are covered with a thick sheath is present, that is what? Bundle sheath cell. Now look at that figure, they given as position of the xylem and the vascular bundle. See here, once we observed here, mostly we observed the complete the arrangement of vascular bundle. To get arrangement of vascular bundle, okay, see they get arranged as in the vascular bundle, that is okay. Next, so this is in a completely the dorsiventral or dicotyledon leaf. Now to discuss in a isobilateral or monocotyledon leaf. Monocotyledon leaf. See, they show as the anatomy, their isobilateral leaf, they similar to as in a dorsiventral leaf in that many ways. So now we observe as a dicotyledon leaf, am right? At the same time, in this monocotyledon leaves also they are having the same characters as present. The few differences. It shows as in a following characters differences in a isobilateral leaf. The stomatas are present on the both surface of the epidermis, and mesophyll cell is not differentiated as in the palisade and spongy parenchyma. So actually here the epidermis, the lower epidermis, upper epidermis is the same to as in a dicotyledon leaf. But what is here different? Actually in the dicotyledon here they having as in a completely palisade parenchyma is noticed, and here spongy parenchyma is noticed. Correct? Here mostly the palisade parenchyma, it is in a spongy parenchyma. But in these monocots we not differentiate which one is the palisade, which one is the spongy. They both are mixed. Okay. In the grass, in certain the adaxial epidermis cells along with as in veins modify themselves, a large empty colorless sheath cells as present is called as a bulliform cells. So in the monocotyledon plants they show as in large empty colorless cells as present, those are called as in a completely bulliform cells. When the bulliform cells, the leaves have been absorbed as a water at the turgid and the leaf surface exposed. So water absorbed, automatically they're exposed to as in a water, and they are facilitated due to as in a water stress to make the leaves the cruel with birds in a, they minimize in a water loss. So they control as a minimize the water loss. Next, here the parallel venation of the monocotyledon leaves here reflected to in a similarly in the similar size of vascular bundles, except in main veins you see as in a vertical section of leaves. When you take as in a vertical section of leaf, you show as in this entire the sections are noticed. Okay, this is the incompletely anatomy of flowering plants. Okay, yeah, please share, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.